fantastic career, and it's a wonderful story. You're contracting at Dell or at HP. Obviously your contract ends, or they decide to not renew it, and so forth. Um, you then are looking for another role, right? What is your mindset going into the process of getting hired by another big time company like Dell? Is the mindset as I'm going to look for project manager roles, network engineer roles, right? Stuff that you've done before in the past, or the mindset is like, you know what, I just need to get into a big company. I'm gonna take the role, whatever role, a role that I can do, right?
Yeah.
A role that I can do, and I'm going to leverage it, especially if it's for a big company, and climb the ladder to make up that pay that I potentially would have been making if I would have came in at that role. What was your mindset going into that?
Well, world was shutting down. Sickness was taking over the whole world. So,
Mm,
man, finding a role back then, I heard stories like people had, months or, a long time for folks to land roles. But I was looking for mostly project management. I didn't want to go back into a technical role as a network engineer. Although, the longer it went on, I mean, you start changing your thoughts and priorities and how you're going to get your next role. But for me, man, it was like 3 weeks later. I had an interview, and the coolest, like the interview turned into a conversation. So at the point it turned into a conversation, I was like, I got this.
I love it. I love that. I love that. An interview should be a conversation. If
Yeah,
you're interviewing with the right company and you are coming off and you're very polished as a person, that's all it is a conversation. That's how all my internal interviews have been. It's just simple conversations. Outside interviews as well, when I was testing the market, conversations, conversations, conversations. You get the job, right? If you can hit it off
yeah,
with hiring manager and other people within your organization, telling your story about what you do, it comes off as just as another conversation. If you're sitting across the table telling people about your life and your story and what you've been able to contribute to the companies that you work for. I love that you said that, Damien. Continue on, sir.
So yeah, it was a getting that role. It was a little bit of hit in the pay, but I was like, it's for Dell. It's a huge global company. I have no doubt I'm gonna get in there and just I'm gonna blaze a trail. I'm doing stuff. So there was no doubt that you know I would be I would be able to move up and get to where I needed to be. So it wasn't a doubt. So packed up the family. A few weeks after I landed that role, and it was a contractor. I was contract for 7 months.
Wow.
Hit the road. And so funny, one of the guys I worked at Halliburton with, we kept in contact a little bit. He called me that night as I'm heading down the highway, and he's like, "Man, what you doing?" I'm like, "Moving." He's like, "Moving?" Yeah, man, I'm headed out to Austin. I got a contract role at Dell. He's like, "You moving for a contract job?" I was like, "Man, sometimes you got to bet on yourself." So
Mm,
that was kind of the gist of the conversation. He was just blown away that I was moving for a contract job. I'm like, sometimes you got to bet on yourself, and
I love that you said that, Damien. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes you just got to bet on yourself. If you know that you are a person that's capable of making things happen, opening runways for yourself, giving yourself opportunities based on the value that you provide, based on your demonstration of success before in the past, it is easy to bet on yourself. It is
yeah,
very easy to bet on yourself because it's kind of like somebody opens the door, right? The challenge is that somebody just opening the door. It's once you get in, you can do whatever you want. The challenge is that somebody opened the door. So you getting that door open was an opportunity. You were like, oh shit, once they open the door, I'm going to go in there and just, go dumb, right?
yeah,
Make it, make it work for me. I love that you said that, but you're absolutely right. Sometimes you do got to bet on yourself.
yeah. Bet on yourself. And I had done a little bit of incident management before, but never as a role. So this is all kind of new territory for me. But man, I get in 3 months in, I'm already I can manage incidents start to finish. It's it was impressive what I was doing. And of course, my manager, all the team members, they saw it. Pretty impressive, man. I show up to work and I'm getting it done. So the first year I'm in on the major incident management team, I'd lead the team in incidents managed with 168.
Wow.
I'm just first year on the team, and I'm already ahead of people that had been there 10 plus years.
Mm. Mm.
So, I'm just eating up at the work and it just not complaining about it, just getting the work done. I mean, sometimes it was tough, but man, I show up every day with a smile on my face, whether it's virtual or in person, and I'm ready to work. If I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna get the work done. Plus, I already, had my mind on advancing. So,
Yep.
and just I just got that work ethic. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna do it. So manager notices the work I'm doing, and I actually got an off. This is an off cycle pay increase of
Yep.
a small percentage, but she was like, "Don't tell anybody," because I mean I'm in there doing it, so she had to do something to keep me happy.
Yep.
Because looking at my resume, I can go other places. It's not a problem. But I mean, I wanted to stay there, so it was unexpected. I was like, "Wow, great! I appreciate that," and I kept on kicking tail, doing it. So about I'm really gearing up to make my next move. Um, so then I'm following I follow one of the other folks in the YouTube, Mr. O'Shea Duke Jackson, and O'Shea mentioned something about Antoine Black Heights, climbing a ladder. I'm like, man, let me go check this out. So I click on the Black Heights channel, and I can't remember which video it was, but it was just real endearing to what I saw Antoine doing. Watch Eddie speaks directly, passionately, and that speaks to me. That's how the men that I grew up around, kind of talk to you. Give it to you straight. And not a whole lot of BS, but we have a good time with it. Of course, Antoine's got a really good sense of humor too. So watched a few videos. I'm like, man, I gotta check this out. Of course, I set up my session. That was November 2021. We have a session. Antoine reviews my resume. Give me a few key things to do. Which my career at this point has been performance forward. So I have never thought about the whole networking piece, any of that stuff. So that was one of the key things that Antoine wanted me to work on. So, and when I started working on it, man, I'm at it. I'm not only networking, I'm campaigning for my next role. I'm, dialing up directors, seeing what they got, letting them know my background, how I can help their team, and I'm doing it. And I get accepted. Dell has a few different programs that they have where you can kind of help you get into management. But I got accepted into the Empowering Diverse Leaders program, which is pretty prestigious. It was, I think, nearly 400 people that applied for it. I think 120 of us worldwide actually made it into the program.
Wow.
And you have to submit a package, a few questions. Usually your manager does it for you. Like, you sit down with your manager and there's some stuff you got to provide in the package. So, I saw the program. I'm like, man, I'm really interested in that. I think I can do it. So what I do is I go ahead and I do the package. Like it's written, it's wrote. I got it. Like so, I have a conversation with my manager. I'm like, hey, manager, I am interested in applying for this Empowering Diverse Leaders program. And she's like, oh, that's great. She's like, I think you'd be good at it. One of the other people that worked for me before, she tried for it, she didn't get in. So I was like, cool, I want to give it a shot. So like, okay, let's set something up sometime and get together and write out your package or whatever. Like, so I just drop it in the chat. I'm like, oh, here it is right here. So if you want to, if you want to review it, like I already got it wrote. Like I can speak well about the things that I've done and what I can do, and I don't think anybody can do that better than me.
Mm. I
So
love that.
see,
Damon, that's what I'm talking about, guys, is being bold. Like, if you want to take control of your career, be bold. Like, just imagine, right? You find a program in your organization, or it could be something out that exists out there, right? It could be not even at the company that you work for. And you're like, okay, well, you know what? I like this. This resonates with me. And you have to find ways to get people to, vouch for you and so forth. Why not write the thing for them? I'm like, Damien basically wrote out his application for his manager. That's what I'm talking about. Managing your manager. Managing your manager. It makes it so much easier for them to say yes, knowing that you have it already under control. right? Knowing that you already have it under control. Damien's like, all right, I want to do this. Yeah, I can be like your other employee who didn't get accepted into the program. Maybe they wasn't prepared. Damien came prepared, wrote the application out. The manager was like, okay, set up some time with me. All right, well, I already got it done. Right, here you go. She briefed it, probably just signed off on it the same day. And there you go. You were able to submit it. That is taking control of your career. That is showing that you are absolutely serious about the things that you want to happen. Not only that, Damien said something too. He campaigned, right? Dialing directors, what opportunities that you have. I mean, it seems it's awkward because it can be awkward when you don't know a lot of people who's inside the company. But when you do it, you get an opportunity to meet other individuals and to sell yourself. And then before you know it, a year goes by. These guys get promoted. Oh, I remember Damien hit me up on chat, or he called me up asking me for positions. Now, Damien knows a lot more managers at his company. They're going to be looking at his career and his success and his track record in such a short amount of time, because you haven't been at Dell for very long. You've only been there for how long, Damien?
At that time, a year.
A year, right?
Yeah.
Just a year in, and absolutely crushing it, right? Within 6 months, he's the top, person within his team leading incidents, showing his value, coming from a completely different organization, crushing it, right? Being serious about his career, telling his manager what he wants to do, putting out in front of her, planning and organizing the success that he wants, saying he's going to campaign to get to the next role, because he said to himself, if they open the door for me, I'm going to get to ultimately where I want to get to and make up for this pay, a decrease that I'm taking when I'm at this company. I got a short amount of time to do it. Why not go and bust my ass to get there? Damien did that. Continue on. I love that you hit that point of just, I love to call it managing your manager, right? If you want something, if you are to manage it and manage them, tell them what you want, tell them how serious you are about your career, you're going to ultimately get there, right? And that's why you are in this position that you are. That's why Greg was able to get the 17% increase and so forth, right? Is, you follow those steps, you campaign. I love the fact that you said that, one of the things that you said too, Damon, I want you to hit on even further was, you were along the lines of your thought process was performance first, right? Performance gets you far. It does, always does, and so forth. But the ability to know people and build relationships will get you even further.